Hi, I'm Vince, and welcome to our channel. Today's video is the third tips video in a series, and the other two tips videos can be found in the description. There's a link. Imagine that. But today's first tip is going to be, and I forgot one other thing. There's another link for the original van build. For the people that come to this video first, there'll be a link to the original van build. This is about the stealth part of what we call this van, a stealth camper. If you look at this, it looks like it's just a parked, if you were parked in a parking lot, this is what it looks like. But when you're inside, you're completely lit up. You can see everything. You can be playing cards. The point of this video is to show that even though this is a full window van, it can be completely darked out and look blacked out. And you can have the same privacy that you would have with a no window van. But you've got the option that if you want to take any of the reflectors out, you will be able to see. I think that's an advantage. Tammy will come in with us and we'll just look at a shield. This is the shields that we purchased, heat shield. We purchased all the shields in the van. You could easily make these. People have been creative in making them. And the only point that I want to make with them is we chose to, on the back side of ours, it came white. So what I did was I just used some, and there's a couple of different brands, you can use any one, and you just spray just a tiny bit, and you can put black felt on the back side. Now the advantage of that is this van is mirrored, the windows are mirrored on both sides, so if the sun's out, I would put the foil side in the window to keep the van cool. But at night, you turn it around and you flip them from side to side and you put the felt side out. And you can't tell that there's anything in the window. It just looks like a very dark tinted window. So I think that's an advantage. And I think being stealth that way works. I never did talk about the Jackery. And this is the battery that we used to run the refrigerator. I didn't do a lot of research on the Jackery before I bought it. I was busy building the van, so I just kind of wanted to buy a good quality battery that I knew was going to be big enough to do what we needed to do. I think it's a good quality product. I think the price is a little high, and I don't have anything to compare it to, so I'm not actually going to say it's better than anything, or I can only tell you what I liked about it. The display. I don't know if all the others have displays like this, but I could look at this thing at any time and see what my input was and what my output was. So I knew if I was using more energy than it was putting out, it was nice in that regard. The display is wonderful. It does, and I know that it does have a pure sine wave 500 watt inverter in it. It can use your sensitive it can do your sensitive electronics. I think it's a good made product. Is it the best? I don't know. Is it the most expensive? Probably. It was $500. 500 watts, $500. It was good and I like it. That's my take on it. The next thing is the maps. And this isn't our idea. We got this from watching videos. Someone pointed out that when you're in a place where there's no cell service, you can be stranded without knowing which way to go. It was true. We saw that video, we bought these maps, and the links are in the description. We used them a number of times. There are places that you go, and many places that you go, especially if you're going into national parks, that have no cell service. So you're on your own. You get up in there with no map, no cell service. You can't Google. So I would say everyone needs maps. Just so you can't be anywhere and not know where you're at. So and my last point will be the generator. People have asked, well, not really generator, but people have said, how do you heat it when when it's cold at night? Where's your heater? First of all, we're following the nice weather. We don't want to go somewhere where we need a heater all night, but we did get caught a few times in evenings where it got cold, and we did start the vehicle and we used it as our heater. I want to make a point that even though we used the vehicle to make coffee, we used it to heat the air conditioner if we needed that, people don't give credit to the car as being a generator. Your car is a generator. When it's running, it's quiet. If you have a generator, you can't use it in most parks because they don't allow the noise. You can start your car and we had our van running many times and no one heard us. It was quiet, nobody questioned it. We were able to make coffee, use the electrical appliances. And then when I would check the mileage of what it would cost, it would end up costing us like 2 gallons. So $4 for one night, you're looking at $4 to have heat, electricity for coffee. To me, it's the cheapest generator of all, is the motor of your car. Now, one thing to be careful with is make sure your exhaust system is in good condition, because you don't want it to have your car running and be fixed, get the fumes in your car. So do make sure your exhaust system is safe if you're going to sit in the car and have it running all the time. This van has a really good exhaust system. It's all the way to the back. I've checked it. So be careful with that. Otherwise, run your van. Don't be afraid to use it. Motors do not hurt themselves while they're idling, despite what you might think. When an engine is up and running and it's up to warm temperature, the oil is circulating. Everything is lubricated, and a motor can run for a long time in an idle state as long as you've got oil, the temperature is right. So don't be afraid to run your car as a generator. I think that's going to conclude this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for everything. I do appreciate it. And there'll be more.